My name's Ollie Meadows. I go to UCA in Canterbury and I study visual communication.
Hi, my name's Verity. I go to UCA Canterbury and study fashion and textiles in the extended diploma in art and design.
My name is Fraser Honess. I'm 19 and I'm a filmmaker.
I'd say what influences the work I do most is like drawing people and characters and trying to depict what they're doing, what the kind of person that they are. And with photography, because a lot of my work is photography based, I like to take photos of people.
I'm influenced a lot by colour, and I get a lot of inspiration of like Instagram, Pinterest, and like seeing what other people are doing. The brands I really like are Hayley Elasticea, which is a brand in Toronto, and there's a group called the Confetti Crowd on Instagram who wear like lots of colourful clothes and they're really inspirational.
I've got influences from music. I kind of started in music and then decided it wasn't really my thing, so I kind of moved on to film, found that was my thing. So music has influenced like a lot of the way I kind of perceive beats and rhythm, which really comes in handy when I'm like editing, because you can cut to the rhythms. You find rhythms in moments. So music is a big one, like too many artists to list. Everything from jazz, folk, hip hop, really everything under the sun. In terms of film, I like some American cinema. I like a lot of classic cinema. A fair bit of British cinema. Hungarian is quite good. I find like the Danish and Polish, Swedish, that kind of films tend to be like quite gritty and dramatic. They're quite good. And then like music videos and stuff for like stylistic effect.
My main inspirations in the artistic industry, if I'm going back to photographers, I'd say Martin Parr, because he photographs people and places, but specifically people is what I like, in a way that makes them really, like you can really tell the kind of person that they are, in like the colours and like the places and stuff. When it comes to drawing, I don't really know anyone specific who influences my style, because I think it's just a big bunch of people. But there's definitely someone, but I'm not sure who it is. So another creative group that I take inspiration from is a collective called Toilet Paper. It's just a big book, well not book, a big magazine. There's no writing, there's no words. It's just images, like photos and staged images that are just all really strange and really weird, and they don't really have a meaning, but that's why it's cool. That's why I like it.
I get a lot of inspiration from Vivienne Westwood. She's an amazing fashion designer who's now probably over 80, but she still does amazing things and is very influential in my life.
Everyone from Roman Polanski, some of like the original like founders of film, a lot of the auteurs, like foreign directors I find particularly interesting. I don't know, it's like rather than being like main influences, it's more like lots and lots of little pieces of inspiration. So it's like so widely spread, it's hard to pinpoint that guy, that girl.
When it comes to my generation and what I think they're going to do for the artistic community and industry, I don't really think there's going to be like a new like wave of like style, like how you could say there has been in the past, but because I think so much like doing different things is so accessible these days. I don't think anyone, obviously people have their styles, but it's not like the same. These days I think digital work is very popular, but I think as of recent and into the future, that's going to die out and things are going to go a lot more analogue and back to the good old days.
There's lots of new ways of printing, like digital print in the textile fashion world, so I think that will change how we make and create stuff quite dramatically in the future.
I think there's a big call and movement for political and social change. I think it means well. You need to be careful with any kind of social change. It could kind of go either way. I feel like young people of the generation are looking for innovation, pushing the boundaries, things that are cutting edge, and they're willing to stray from our old traditions and the norms. They're not afraid to step outside of how things have always been done. It's like, well, this is how I'm going to do it. So I think that could be a really like interesting push.
Take influence from other artists, whether they're famous or whether you sit next to them or something. Just always just look around and think, oh, that looks cool, and then if that looks cool, then do it.
A message I'd give to someone who's starting to study fashion would be to kind of be who you want to be, like create what you want to, and I think don't compare yourself to other people. Just like kind of get inspiration from others and go for it.
Don't be afraid of limitations or failure, because limitations, constraints give you something to push against, and if you sit down at a page that's just blank, it can be kind of like hard to get started, but limitations give you something to work with. And then the fear of failure, it's like, that's a big one, and it comes into self-esteem and confidence issues, but honestly, like, believe in what you do. If you're happy with your work, then that's good enough. You know, you don't got to be making content for anyone else. And yeah, if standing still is the fastest way of moving backwards. So always keep moving forward, keep progressing.